was an email that I had completely forgotten about. But then they copyrighted me for singing Journey.
Did they really?
They did, because I had sung it and it was on key. I felt pretty bad. So I re-uploaded them, but then I can't remember exactly. I think I forgot that email too. So I re-uploaded them a third time.
So on YouTube, if you look up Josh, you could potentially find him.
I say, what's the name of the video now?
Yeah, I had to change it. It's now Emotional Christian on Drugs.
Emotional Christian on Drugs.
Yeah. Because we no longer go by the name Mormon.
I see. This makes sense to me.
So, yeah.
This
because,
makes sense
hello,
to
my
me.
name is Elder Smith. No.
Hello. Hello.
Do you know I used to have that song memorized?
The whole song?
Yep. Then do you know why?
No.
We used to sing it on people's doorsteps when I was a missionary.
My name is Elder Josh. Did you guys ever call yourself by your first name on?
No.
I
did it once my first week on, and my companion looked at me and he said, "You don't have a first name. Your first name's Elder."
Really?
I'm just kidding.
That
Elder
sounds like...
Felstead, if you're listening, you were a fantastic trainer.
Oh.
But I let it slip. I was like, "Hi, my name's Josh," and my companion looked at me and I was like, Elder McBride, Elder McBride.
Someone called me Elder Dan, but I can't remember who. Whatever.
Yeah, over in the Philippines, it was El There or There.
Well,
in the
White
McBride.
Handbook, the White Bible, it was against the rules.
Yes. So it was many things.
But let's be honest, I called President Ballard's son or grandson Bug.
Bug?
Yep.
Yeah, I was going to say, I had nicknames for all of my companions too, so.
I will be honest, I called one of my companions Thomas because I thought it was funny.
That was like Doubting Thomas? Or?
No, that was his name.
So be like,
but instead of calling him like Elder Magical, I said, Thomas. This is Thomas.
All right, let's get started.
Thank goodness. Oh, sorry. Wow. Jeez, Danny. Let that one rip.
Welcome to the Twaddling Along Podcast. I am your host, Dan McBride. Here with my brothers and co-hosts, one Flatulence McBride over to the left of me.
No. They can't see me. And it was not a flatulence. It was a mouth toot.
A mouth toot.
Let's not be confused.
And to my right, Jake.
Have you guys ever watched some of the older shows where they have those radio personalities that just want to make as much crude noises as possible?
Yes.
I feel like we're entering into that
We
realm.
are kind of getting Yeah, we are getting kind of close to that. Once I get a soundboard in here.
Oh, man. Can you imagine?
Yes, I can. That's the problem.
Jake just hit himself in the face.
Jake, don't hit yourself in the face.
No, I was changing my headset. I realized it was backwards.
Lent is over.
If we're doing a soundboard, Jake's going to take the soundboard because I don't trust you two with the soundboard.
I think I would do a great job. Let's see.
It's that 70s detective music where Danny goes and kills a spider.
Why does that make me laugh?
By the way, we really need to upload just a snippet. The snippet of Josh
spider?
freaking out about the
and
spider.
You need to do
we
the
really
art
should.
for that one again.
You should.
I have been trying to draw it and even try to animate it, and I just can't do it justice.
I will say, yeah.
Oh.
By the way, do you want to
Second
hear my
time.
dream last night?
Yes.
Let's hear it.
I don't remember except for the final moment.
John, I just have to say something. The amount of conversations that start off like this with Josh is unbelievable.
It's to catch your attention. It's the switch and bait.
I'm going to tell you the
scheme.
best story. Now, the only part I really know about it is the first two sentences.
It's a switch and bait marketing scheme.
It is. Well, it
I
works
get you.
every
I
time.
say, hey, this is a free thing, and then I charge you $100.
Yes.
But anyway, the only thing I remember was I was poking Danny in the stomach, and I laughed myself awake. So I literally
You
woke
just-
up
Because
Just chuckled yourself awake.
you were
literally-
laughing that
I-
I was poking. That you were poking
I was
me.
just poking, and it was jiggling, and I I laughed and literally woke up laughing. And Kylie, my wife, was like, "What the heck is going on?" I was like, "Oh my gosh, I was just poking Danny," and I laughed for like an hour.
I'm glad that I bring you a source of joy.
I don't even remember why you were there.
Why were you poking me? Just to see me
But it
jiggle?
was really, really funny. And I don't know why it was funny, because they questioned why it was funny.
Was I making any noises? Was I like hoo-hooey?
Pillsbury Dodan.
Pillsbury Dodan. That is a perfect...
Trademarked.
That's a perfect t-shirt. I want you to draw.
Oh my gosh, that would be amazing.
Do I need to have a little thing that says poke here?
Yes. With me dressed up like the Pillsbury Doughboy. Yes. This makes good sense to me.
Oh, dear.
Hey, on this week's Twaddling Along, we are in the paranormal again. In the creepy.
We really are becoming those radio hosts.
We really are.
Well,
it's kind of getting... Except that we don't have a soundboard and we make our own sounds.
Josh is becoming
soundboard.
Josh is the living soundboard.
It's like, I wish I could make sounds with the microphone. Yeah, like that, Joshua. That's
copyrighted.
Exactly.
Oh, is it?
I think so. Oh, my foot's stuck on my backpack. I'm going to die. Okay.
Oh my gosh. Story time.
Okay, go
And
ahead.
this one I have the full story.
Oh,
Wait,
good. Yep,
before
same.
you start, it is Jake's turn to do paranormal, and so he will be taking over here in just a minute after Josh's story.
So-
and it's probably going to be like a quarter of a story.
No, it's a full story.
Okay.
So I was cleaning my car because I was selling it. And how my apartment's set up is I park next to a pole.
Right.
Well, I opened up the door and it was hitting against the pole. And so I was like, well, crap. But I didn't want to move my car, so I just kind of squoze in. Well, I turned my head a certain way to
To squeeze in.
Squeeze in.
squeeze
Yes.
in.
To squeeze
And
in.
then I cleaned out that part of the car, but then I forgot how I moved my head that way. And I got stuck.
You didn't want to climb over and climb up the
here's
other way?
the other thing is I also had a trash bag that was full of stuff. And at the same time I was trying to pull it out. It's like when you reach your hand through a hole and grab something bigger and try and pull it out.
So it's like the monkey and the banana box. Is that what I'm hearing?
And so I was sitting there and there was people
That's
walking.
exactly what was the baboon where they grab the
And
they
they
grab
won't
the thing inside the cage and then
Except
won't
Josh
let go.
just has garbage.
And the thing was there was people walking in the parking lot. And so it's like, hey, how's it going?
with your head stuck in your car.
Yes.
Oh,
So
that
yeah, that's
was really
my story.
funny. That's
So
a
with
good
that,
story.
paranormal, getting stuck in cars.
Getting stuck.
Getting
In
forgetful
the
about how to get
afterlife.
out of it.
Ooh. Segue.
To our sponsor.
What?
This week's Twaddling Along is brought to
Sponsored.
you in part.
Larkin Mortuary. For any of you who don't know who that is, who's outside of Utah, it's a very popular mortuary here in Utah.
Larkin.
Someone reach out. He owes us money.
Ooh, I got some bangers. This is just getting started.
This is what happens when Josh goes buys a car with his fly down.
That's true. I did buy. You missed that part.
What?
That I had gone literally the whole time buying the car with my fly down.
That's why you got such a good price, if you know what I'm saying.
Hey,
Hey.
shout out, Craig. Hey, my man. Anyway,
Craig, I'm sorry.
Brought to you in part by
Pillsbury Dope Dan.
Pillsbury Dodan.
Try saying that 5 times fast.
Pillsbury Dodan, CarMax, and Larkin.
Larkin Mortuary.
oh, I want a t-shirt.
So what do those all have similar to
Yes.
what we're talking about?
Yes.
George freaking Washington.
George Washington.
Tell us, Jake.
We are going to study.
Study, you
We
say?
are.
All right, Professor.
So please, everyone, open to page 13.
Dr. McBride, I don't have a book.
And that's an F for freaky.
Did you ever call any of your professors doctor? Anything?
No, I said, Hey, what's up, bro?
I had to call my professor's doctor. I had some really
That's because you had
Like old
therapist
school
doctor.
ones. Well,
yeah, because they earned it. They would say they earned it, and therefore they needed to be called it. Like there's
that's
one.
ridiculous.
Yeah, there was one that I had especially that like if you didn't call him that, he would get so mad. And he was like this 5'2" little guy with this weirdest comb over.
I would fail his class
So-
miserably just because I would probably
I'd
call
say,
hey, Mike.
Professor, I don't got a pencil.
Professor, would you mind repeating that, please? Professor.
Flish and Swick, Professor.
Do you guys
Wingardium Leviosa, Professor.
do you guys remember the kitty cat from the Lego movie? The Lego
Yes.
kitty cat that just sits in front of people and goes, numbers, statistics, numbers.
Yes.
Is this working? That's what I felt like that class was for me.
I've never watched the Lego movie.
You've never watched the Lego movie?
So you don't know that
It
everything
came
is
out
awesome?
when I was gone.
No, it didn't. It came out when I was gone.
I was around.
Well, I wasn't mentally here.
No.
That's true.
I came back to it, and everyone was singing the beautiful song.
Everything is great.
Everything is
Superb.
fine.
Everything is gonna be regarding this Revolutionary War ghost.
Wait, what are we talking about again, Jake?
Revolutionary War ghost.
Did everybody know that? Hopefully,
George
because I
frickin'
probably
Washington.
put it on
Because
the title of this podcast.
we are going to be putting that on.
Nope, you put Larkin Mortuary.
Larkin Mortuary.
Back to page
Brought to you
13
by
of our
Larkin
book
Mortuary.
here.
Oh, yes, page 13, Professor.
So, I was just kind of looking through things, and I, for some reason, came across a video with people talking about the history of Revolutionary War, and I went, I wonder if they have any ghosts for the Revolutionary War, and that opened a can of worms.
Because all the Revolutionary War people are dead.
They are all,
And they have
all
maggots and
dead.
worms.
And there's a lot of ghost stories. There's even ghost stories of some of the more famous people as well.
Oh.
But the first one we're going to talk about is the Screaming Lady of Fort Mifflin. How would you like to be
I'm
known
sorry.
as the Screaming Lady of Fort Mifflin?
First off, who would go to Fort Mifflin? It sounds like the Office. What's their?
the Office.
Dunder Mifflin.
Yeah.
Oh
Fort
my gosh,
Mifflin.
it's true.
I worked at Fort Mifflin. Hello, Governor.
Hello. So where is Fort Mifflin? I don't even know.
Fort Mifflin is along the Delaware River
Okay.
on Mud Island,
I mean, come on. Fort Mifflin on Mud Island?
15 miles south of Philadelphia.
Okay.
Oh, not too far.
Across the
it's-
river from Jersey.
Yep.
Fort Mercer.
So we had the war break out there. Patriot troops garrisoned the fort, and they renamed it after the Philadelphia native and Quaker General Thomas Mifflin.
I bet he was related to Dunder.
So they held out pretty good for a little bit, and then they realized that they weren't going to be able to hold out any longer. So they lit the place on fire and bailed. And the British came in and I don't know where I am anymore.
And things happen.
And things happened.
And-
So I skipped ahead. What happened is the British came and took over Philadelphia. And they said in this article that the fort was being a nuisance. I just love that.
You stupid Brit!
It was just being a nuisance to the British shipping. Come on, guys. So they were preventing the British fleet from supplying the cities with much needed supplies. So they ended up trying to capture it, and again, it took a little bit. There was tens of thousands of rounds of cannons that were fired upon the fort for several weeks. I feel like that was an over-exaggeration, but, going to happen. Some estimate that there was at least 1,000 rounds every 20 minutes fired at this building.
Oh, wow.
Yep. So you might be asking yourself, what does this have to do with the Screaming Lady? Well, nothing.
It's not a lady. It's just General Mifflin. That's what they used to do in the Revolutionary War.
There was just a bunch of. I would be screaming the whole time.
Bloody crap!
Oh. Those two words together I don't like very
In a
much.
British accent.
Sorry,
too.
let's do the Utah.
Josh, we're Americans.
Swear.
Come on.
Oh, bloody heck! What's going on here?
My tea has fallen over.
All right, Queen Elizabeth.
Oh
etc.
William.
Charles, bring me my tea.
So,
Sorry.
this lady, his name is Elizabeth, by the way.
Oh, segue.
She was it's the screaming lady. His name was Elizabeth Pratt. She
Pratt
was a neighbor in the region whose daughter had been in a relationship with one of the officers. Scandalous.
Ooh, treachery.
Elizabeth renounced and threw out her daughter, who died shortly after from dysentery. Oh my
god.
Oh my goodness.
Consumed with guilt at consigning her daughter to this fate, the story goes that she took her own life. In dank confines and drafty corridors, Elizabeth will release a sudden blood-curdling scream.
Okay, wait, pause. That just reminded me of the beginning of Haunted Mansion. In dank confines and drafty corridors.
What it reminded me is you talked about the daughter dying of dysentery, and it makes Josh's epitaph that he just said bloody crap make a lot more sense.
You guys are going to get haunted.
I'm sorry, Elizabeth.
Sorry, Liz.
So, as I was saying, she just kind of will randomly release a sudden blood-curdling scream, thus solidifying the tale of the shrieking woman. She's never actually been seen, from what I've been able to find.
But there's a ghostly image of or at Fort Mifflin.
Yeah, they have an image that kind of gives off the impression of ghostlies. So
Now, so she doesn't have much to do with the Revolutionary War itself, other than she was kind of just around.
The fact that she was angry at her daughter for dating an officer.
Now, have you guys been up and around that area?
No, I want to.
Philadelphia?
I would love to go to Philadelphia.
You're talking to me.
Oh, that's right. You don't leave the house. Philadelphia has a lot of spooky like stuff. So I went to a prison that Al Capone stayed at in Philadelphia, and it was haunted too. And it was only like, it kind of looked like the picture that we're looking at. And I'm kind of curious if it's the same place.
What
did you go to Fort Mifflin?
With Revolutionary War, Josh?
No, it was a prison.
Screaming woman.
But anyway, that's creepy.
Yeah, wouldn't that be fun to just be in that room and just hear a scream?
Here's the funny part. So I was looking up her just barely because I was like, there's several stories. The other story is that she's Elizabeth Pratt, but she was a wife of a U.S. Army sergeant stationed at Fort Mifflin. She lost both her children in 1 year to yellow fever, and that agony is why she's screaming.
Wow.
So
there's a few different ones.
There's many Elizabeth Pratts. Maybe there's just multiple people named Elizabeth Pratt that are just
they're just screaming all around.
Screaming.
They have a chorus of screams. It's them sounding off, making sure that they give it a roll call.
Mine sounded like a TIE fighter.
Is that how they did the noise?
Yeah. It just came, Elizabeth.
For the strong was this one.
George Lucas goes up there. Elizabeth, can you scream? Thanks.
Pew, 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 pew.
Pew.
Use the force. The fork. The fork. Use the fork. Run away.
Not the spoon. What?
So, moving on to our next story.
Ooh.
Hospital horrors. Colonial Inn. Concord, Massachusetts.
Now, have you guys seen or like watched a documentary on the medical like tents during the Revolutionary War?
I actually have. So I watched, there was a really interesting documentary about medicine in the Revolutionary War and how it like evolved into the medicine in the Civil War. And what I walked away with the understanding is it was just all bad.
Oh,
it was just terrible.
They were like, "Oh, you have a little cut on your foot. Off with your leg."
Well, and they would time themselves, and like the doctors, the way that they would judge a doctor, if he was a good doctor, was how fast he could get through a bone.
Yeah, by how fast he could saw through.
How would that be to be the doctor renowned for being able to cut off a bone in a relatively quick amount of time?
I don't know. The fastest one in the Civil War, I think, ended up like he's the only known person to have like 3 mortalities in one surgery. So he cut the guy's leg off. That guy died.
3 mortalities in one surgery.
Cut the guy's leg off. That guy died. Another guy in the same room passed out, hit his head, and died. And then he cut himself and got gangrene and later died. So he
killed 3 people with
killed
one
3
surgery.
people in one surgery.
Oh,
that gives a whole new meaning to killing 2 birds with 1 stone.
Killed 3 people with 1 bone saw.
Among locations of intense pain, suffering, and death, man, this story does not hold back.
My goodness
gracious. For paranormal energy are the homes and inns that served as Revolutionary War hospitals.
Is this written by AA?
No, it was not. As far as I'm aware.
Let's see, who's this written by? Harry Shenewolf.
It's a book, I think they got their stuff from.
Harry.
I was going to say, Danny, you kind of write like this.
Do I? Am I kind of intense like that?
You are.
Among locations of intense pain, suffering, and death.
If you want to see Danny's writing style, go back to our episode on the
Wendigo.
The Wendigo.
The Winnebago.
Winnebago.
The Winnebago.
Is that when you wrote that story?
I did.
Oh, that's right.
So, 18th century medical practice was extremely limited by today's standards with no anesthesia, draconic, and scant methods dealing with infection. So, as we just talked about, mortality was not the best once injured. And there, with only 400 certified doctors, there was actually a need for others. So they had 1,400 practicing physicians, most of which were just aides and
learning on the job.
Yeah, apprentices learning on the job. So, because of that, there were a lot of deaths. And there is a now.
What is going on over there?
Sorry, I just saw the AI photo below that, and I laughed really hard because it's so crap.
Joshua,
Anyways,
you're ruining it for
Josh,
sorry.
you're making a mockery of this.
Here I'm trying to actually be historical, and you're ruining it for me.
Originally built in 1716 by James Minot, the home has been passed around.
Do you think this is making any better, huh?
Continue.
What did Josh drink?
Seriously?
Is that Mountain Dew like spiked with
It's
something?
like true Mountain Dew.
Yeah, Mountain Dew was just an ad for gin.
No, it was an ad for moonshine. Sorry. It's true, though. So if you're not going to be correct... then
Back in the Revolutionary War, anyways.
Hello. Keep going.
So today, guests have noticed strange occurrences happening in these rooms, especially in some of the inns. These include lights and TVs flickering on and off, hearing voices that seem to come from nowhere, and bizarre floating orbs. Danny saw a floating orb.
I did on the Queen Mary. It was creepy.
Ooh, I just got shivers. Dang, did you see that?
You did.
You did.
Holy Moses. Elizabeth.
Professor.
You guys invited a British ghost into mom and dad's house.
Well.
Yeah, at least it will be sorry. Oh, wait, no, that's Canadian.
The often reported main attraction is the apparition of a woman named Rosemary, believed to be a nurse at the inn during the war. She can be seen misting down the hallways and hovering above the many rooms.
I wish I could mist down the hallway.
I was just thinking that. How nice would it be just to mist places? Just... I just want to be able to moan loudly and like float. I would be a really good ghost because I could just.
I could see. What's his problem? His back hurts. His knees are bad. His shins.
Do you know what's going
He
to
gets
happen?
migraines every once in a while.
Danny, you're going to go to Peter's Gate on the other side, and
Yeah.
God's going to say, "You know what, Danny? I have a job for you. There's someone I want you to go haunt." And he's going to send you down, and you're going to just moan and go around. But what God didn't tell you is that he can't see you. So you're just going to be
a perfectly happy family.
Yeah.
That's your punishment.
Anyway.
So, where was I?
One couple recently informed the manager of an encounter in room 24.
24.
The wife had woken up to see a grayish figure, almost like a silhouette, moving from the bed to the fireplace. Then it disappeared.
A doctor seeking solace of warmth after yet another amputation.
Or perhaps a patient slipping off the table to escape the surgeon's knife.
Are you trying to be what's his name?
Yeah,
the
who are you trying to
nature
be?
documentary there.
Oh,
Sir,
or
not Sir Arthur.
perhaps a patient
Sir
slipping
David
off
Attenborough.
the table to escape the surgeon's knife. Next to the giraffe.
Life is beautiful.
I love David.
David Attenborough.
And beer.
I mean,
Attenborough.
his brother raised dinosaurs.
He did. And was very different from the book. I reread the book just barely.
Reread the
I
book.
forgot how different it is to the movie.
Oh.
It's very good. Anyways,
I wonder if there's any paranormal activity that happens to dinosaurs. Has everyone ever seen a ghost of a dinosaur?
you know, I had someone actually brought this up a little while as a debunking thing. Like, why don't you see ghosts of like dinosaurs or ghosts of like cavemen?
Ooh. Why don't you see ghosts of cavemen?
Danny, I
Yeah.
want you to go to an evolutionist and be like, hey, bro.
Hey, where's your ghosts of your cavemen, man? If evolution was real, there'd be ghosts of cavemen
Can you
everywhere.
imagine?
Or like a
That'd be more-
Neanderthal that just kind of wanders through. Oh, there you go.
It's like the apes that waddle, kind of just. Oh.
Are there any ghosts of ancient Egyptians?
I think there actually probably is. They're called mummies.
I'm curious.
Ooh. I'm playing Pharaoh right now. That's amazing. Anyway.
Hey, have you downloaded the new one?
No?
There's a new Pharaoh. They remastered it.
I have it, so I can download it and have Josh steal it from me because he's part of my family account. Still, little jerk.
Oh, that's nice. What? That was the most dramatic. The thing is, Josh, no one can see you.
I
So
know.
all they're hearing is,
And literally, that's all I'm doing.
well, there you go.
Everyone, I'm sitting patiently and just breathing in.
Josh is acting like a vexed ghoul.
A vexed ghoul.
Speaking of vexed ghouls, on Cops Hill, Boston, stands a cemetery. And I love this article. The granddaddy of paranormal activity. Cemeteries.
King of B-rated movies.
So
Monday. No, I'm just kidding.
Monday.
I guess it's a pretty normal thing to have arms bursting through the soil, and then zombies walking out. Josh, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
Sorry, can you hear?
Yes.
I'm so
I
sorry.
can hear every little noise.
Oh my gosh. Will you calm down? We're trying to learn about the vexed ghouls on Cops Hill, Boston. And all we're hearing over there is... The irony is that you've got headphones on. You should be able to hear yourself.
I thought I was being so nonchalant.
No.
I think the boy's possessed.
Seriously.
So,
Anyway.
since 1659,
I'm just gonna put my head down.
you should. You're in timeout. But yeah, since 1659, there's been this Cops Hill Boston Cemetery, named after the true alliteration Cop the Cobbler.
Cop the Cobbler.
Cop the Cobbler. It is an elevation in what we now call the historic North End. I don't know what that is.
I have no idea what it means.
It's bordered by Whole Street, Chartered Street, and Snow Hill Street. I'm sure people that are familiar with that area know what
From
we're
Boston,
talking about.
they're like, oh, of course.
After the ruffians and rabble chased the hemmed in the British on the Boston Peninsula, these passionate patriots compounded British misery by cutting off foraging parties desperate for food and supplies. After a nasty affair on Noodle and Hogs Island, man, there are so many weird names on this.
Were people in Boston? How do they name things?
How do Bostonians speak?
Well, needless to say, the Noodle on Hogs Island is now gobbled up by a landfill and rather noisy airport.
I see.
So,
In which British livestock were killed?
or driven off.
Oh, sorry, I didn't see that part.
Just killed.
Josh is cutting off these sentences a little earlier. But we're going to skip forward to where it actually talks about the ghost, which takes a little bit. Today, Cops Hill Cemetery is rife with paranormal activity. No doubt the restless soul still steaming after their rude treatment.
Wow.
So much that some Bostonians... Is that what
Bostonians.
they're called? Bostonians?
Bostonians. Oh boy. We just lost all of Massachusetts. Just gone.
Many refuse to even venture near the place. Everything from strange lights and muffled cries and painful groans to even shadow figures has been seen lurking among the ancient tombstones that still display chipped stone from British lead.
That'll be lead.
By British lead.
I'm reading this really well.
You're doing a great job.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Troubled souls driven by the indignation, how's that, of their peppered gravestones. This person really went all out in their explanation.
They really are using a lot of like...
I think they had to use a ton of adjectives to be able to fill up a book.
Like,
this was
like
a college assignment. Yeah.
the ghoulish, scary indignation of...
Yeah.
So yeah, there you go.
I want to know where this one is because this is actually kind of interesting. Now, I've got a question for you.
Yes.
It says that that some Bostonians refuse to ever venture near a place. Have you ever been to a place in Utah that you literally say, I will never venture to it? And the reason that I say that is that's something that they bring up a lot when they're doing these kind of stories is locals stay away from this place and will never go near it. And it's like, I don't think that's true.
It's one of those that, like, whenever you see the article, it's like all psychologists state that this is
it's
all
definitely
doctors.
Like,
I don't really have a place that I'm like.
I do.
You do? Tell us.
Yeah, and I tell people don't go.
Where?
Chesterfield.
But that's not for paranormal activity. That's for
I don't know about that.
The Redwood Nature Walk is now what it's called.
Oh, is that what it's called?
It is now called the Redwood Nature Walk. And it's actually, they've done a very good job cleaning it up. It's next to the cultural center, which is very nice.
Back when Josh and I last went.
But it used to be a bad place.
I nearly killed a guy with pesticide.
I don't know if the statute of limitations on that is up.
Oh, crap.
So
what happened was the pesticide was flung in his direction because he scared the living crap out of me.
There were many a time when we were walking through those Fragmighty that all of a sudden you would come across a really random person that wasn't supposed to be in there.
Yeah.
So let's give a little bit of background with this. So where this area is in it's in a mitigated wetland, a place that they have set aside to be a wetland, and it's also in a not so great part of town. Mm-hmm. And so there was a lot of homeless encampments.
Very much.
And it was notorious for like you just finding these homeless encampments, like accidentally running into them and then like jump scaring yourself because of things that were happening within those homeless encampments.
So this was my first time going in there, and my partner had sent me to apply pesticide in this area, and we had this electric like pesticide spreader.
Mariama.
Yeah, it was called a Mariama, and you could crank that thing up to shoot really far. Sure. And I was just walking down through these tall weeds, and this guy stood up, and I got so scared I cranked that thing to like full blast and turned it on, and I blew him away.
Yeah.
And I ran away, and I said, "Yep, it's pesticide."
According to the label, it's fine.
So what Josh just admitted to is assault and battery.
No, he disturbed the peace.
Oh, okay.
He was a disturber. He was a
no. Yeah, that was a scary moment.
I can understand places like that, but is there like a spooky place that you won't go to? Like, for example, Jake, would you
Fear Factory?
Yeah, would you like the old rail stations? Did you ever feel kind of funky going through there?
So what's funny is the Fear Factory was a lot more terrifying before they put the Fear Factory there.
Oh, 100%.
So, because what I used to have to do is I used to have to ride a bike all over downtown to check certain things, and occasionally I had to go through what the Fear Factory was initially.
Because it's just an abandoned like
It was
Train
an
depot,
abandoned
Yeah, it's a train
depot warehouse type of thing, and it was one of those like I had to ride down the middle, and you hear noises
Oof.
and stuff like that as you're going down, and it was very uncomfortable. There was another place. I'm trying to think of where it is. It wasn't too far away from there. I want to say it was.
Was it Welfare Square?
No,
Because that's pretty scary.
No, I got pulled over by a cop on my bike at Welfare Square.
Nice.
They were very unhappy with me for some reason. And when I explained who I was, they're like, "Oh, never mind, you're good."
And you're like, get over yourself.
There was another place that I went up behind, and there was some warehouses, and there was a parking lot that went up behind, and it was overgrown, so you could tell that people hadn't been there for a while. Well, I went up and around the very back, and it's pretty far. It was a big parking lot, and as I got around the back and started trying to find the thing I was looking for, there was a bunch of shipping containers in the very back. And
Started
it was
creaking.
one of the very few times I had something yell into my ear, "Get out."
Really?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and it was and for me, like I'm pretty sure I knew what that was, but like there was something that was so immensely wrong with where that was that I left because it was spooky. It was really
And
scary.
where was this?
I'm trying to remember. I want to say it was 9th South, and near. Was
it by the senior center?
No, it was a really weird. It was close to underneath the freeway somewhere.
Senior center.
Oh, isn't the Roper just over there?
No,
No.
Roper's down on 2100.
Yeah, Roper's a little
That's
different.
that's kind of a spooky place at nighttime though too.
I will
Any
say,
like old railroad track place in the middle of the night for some odd reason it gives me the willies a little bit. And even if it's active, because what Josh is talking about is a rail transfer station where they transfer. You know,
it's like the main transfer station for Salt Lake.
yeah, and it's still very active and people are there all the time. But if you're there at nighttime, which all of us were at one time or another, it's a little spooky. It's a little bit of a spooky
when
place.
you're on extra high alert because you have to follow, protocols.
Yeah,
and
so
stuff
you
like
don't
that.
get hit by a train.
Yeah. So here's the thing: how do you guys feel about cemeteries at nighttime?
I love it.
Do you like cemeteries at nighttime?
So this is probably past the whatever limitation.
Statute of limitation.
When I was in high school, we used to go to cemeteries after dark because, if you scare the ladies, they just cuddle up with you, whatever. But in reality, I loved going there because it was so peaceful.
Josh liked hanging out with the ghouls and ghosts.
Mm-hmm. The scariest one that I went to was actually Copperton Cemetery at like 10 o'clock. And the spooky thing about it is they had rats and like prairie dogs that had buried themselves, so they'd
pop out
from the graves and would like scurry past. And man, that was spooked, but it was like after a second you're like, oh, that's what it is. But I never felt like an uneasiness.
Salt Lake was kind of funky though.
Oh, I love Salt Lake at night.
Oh, really? Salt Lake Cemetery at
You
nighttime
drove
was
up to
pretty-
Salt Lake at night?
Oh yeah, in high school.
Yeah, all the time.
Good heavens, you guys.
Yeah, you just drive up there. You'd park near the Shriners and you'd walk down to the cemetery.
See, I had to walk through that cemetery often when I worked for the government to pour out water and stuff.
Yeah.
And that was like fine, but I never.
Yeah, nighttime. The problem is I think that you build it yourself up
Oh yeah.
to it being scary at nighttime.
Yeah,
So
I think there's places that I haven't been that I won't go because I firmly believe they're probably haunted. Fear Factory and then Asylum 49 out in Tooele. That's a place that I've heard too much about that I would never go to.
and if you want to hear more,
No.
well, we had a podcast on it. We
did.
talked about
I
it
did it.
on
I
it
know.
was on Jake's.
I don't listen to it.
I just talk about random ghosts.
That makes a lot of sense.
I know one of these times we'll have to go to some of these haunted places in our twaddling about.
The twaddling about.
To see what happens. As I just hang out in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, you guys missed some of the old ones, like the old primary children's hospital.
Yeah, Danny. Why did we miss that?
Because by the time you guys were old enough, it was turned into condominiums. But
It still is a weird place because again, when I was working for the government, I had to go do stuff around there. It was kind of an interesting
yeah,
little
the
place
old
to be.
primary children's hospital. It's a funky place, and it was a funky place back then.
Do you know? So this is gonna sound super weird. The only place that it's not like an uneasiness of like I'm scared, but it's an uneasiness in the sense of like I know there's stuff going on, and that's Temple Square after dark.
Really?
Temple Square after dark is the only time that I've legitimately thought I've seen a ghost.
No kidding.
It was after a Jazz game. I had to go potty. The only open potty downtown at the time.
The visitor center.
Was the visitor center.
So I went, and then we came out, and there was a mist. It was right before they closed the gates, and there was a mist, and Dad was with me, and he was like, hey, go take a picture next to the bell. And I went, and he took a picture, and there was just a mist right next to me.
Brigham.
Probably. He was probably scaring the crap out of me.
Brother Brigham.
But that was the only time, and it was kind of like everyone had gone by that point, so you were by yourself, and it was like...
I just want to know what you and Dad were doing walking from the Jazz game all the way over to
from
Temple
the
Square.
Delta Center all the way up to Temple Square.
I think we parked at the conference center.
Oh my gosh, you guys walk
Quite a
like...
drive.
Yeah, it's Dad.
That's a long walk.
That's only 2 city blocks.
Is it only 2 city
Yeah,
blocks?
I thought it was
it's
3.
on Second East.
Yeah, I thought they were 3rd.
Oh, they are 3rd. But Temple Square is on West Temple.
On Main Street.
It's still
There's
quite
a
the hike
bathroom,
up.
right? So the Family History Center, there's a bathroom right on that corner.
Oh, well, I'm sure our listeners are loving us arguing
down
about
there
this.
or anything.
Yeah.
I've been to some really old places. Some really old, really funky places. When we went to Scotland, I mean, we went to like graveyards that have been around for thousands of years now at this point, hundreds of thousands of years. And I don't know if
hundreds of thousands of years?
Hundreds.
2,000. Okay,
yeah,
I was like,
2,000.
holy
hundreds,
Moses.
2,000s of years. And like we went to like the Grey Friar, like the really famous one is called the Grey Friars Graveyard, and that's where J.K. Rowling got a lot of the names from like Harry Potter from. Is a lot of
she
the gravestones in there.
wandered
Yeah, because she wandered in there.
That's spooky.
What's interesting is like when I was over there, it didn't even like occur to me or dawn on me that I should be scared of those places.
Yeah.
Yet, I've been up in places like Graveyard Hill, which is up American Fork Canyon, which is an old pioneer graveyard that's been decimated. I mean, we accidentally camped on top of it because you just didn't know where it was. And I've gotten some spooky like feelings there. Never seen anything, but
yeah, I really don't have a place that I like refuse to go to except for the freaking haunted houses that we talked about.
I mean, I've talked about the Philippines that they were convinced that there were all sorts of mystical and paranormal
in Canada,
things. So,
there's places I would tell people not to go.
The cemeteries, especially, like the people did not go to the cemetery at nighttime. The only time they would go is on All Saints Day, but that was because there's a lot of people there.
and it's probably lit up like a Christmas tree.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, because we would be walking down the street and like we would be right next to a cemetery, and I would have the people I was with, whether it be a companion or sometimes some members, that would walk all the way to the other side of the road so they wouldn't be right next to it.
Really?
It's really interesting.
So, and again, I didn't see anything super paranormal other than the cloaked guys doing some type of ritual in there. So,
Gotta love it.
yep. So back to the Revolutionary War.
Revolutionary.
The revolutionary ghosts.
We are going to talk about, we're going to skip ahead a little bit. How much time we got?
About 15 minutes-ish.
We're going to talk about ghost ships.
Ghost ships freak me out so bad.
Because
this is number 6 if you look through the article.
These ones are like legitimately like have been found and continue to be found.
Yeah.
Are they really?
Yes.
Well, like a true ghost ship in like the nomenclature is just a ship that has been abandoned by all of its hands.
Yeah.
And is floating free of a captain.
So it says, it says here nearly twice as many Americans' lives were lost aboard a British prison ship anchored on New York City's East River than in battles of the entire war.
Oh my God.
Not really. That's crazy. It is an estimated nearly 12,000 imprisoned perished among the 16 dilapidated vessels compared to 6,800 killed in battle. So captured soldiers were crammed into deteriorating hulks,
Freaking turn off your phone.
I'm sorry.
Oh, that was Jake.
That was me.
Why you gotta yell at me, man?
You have your phone.
That's true.
So they were crammed into these hulks.
So do I.
You're crammed in holes?
No, I have my phone.
Oh, I see.
Overcrowded in lower decks, prisoners lay gasping.
He likes the word dank.
He does. He uses dank a lot. Overcrowded in the lower decks. Prisoners like gasping dank air.
Here comes some more. Neglected, starved, dehydrated, with only brackish water supplied through the ship's sides. Forced to lie among vermin, lice, and in their own feces. Disease and impending madness awaited all, leaving death as one's only escape. Wow,
This guy needs to
My
write.
goodness gracious.
this guy needs to go
Jeez.
see someone about
Come on,
some
Harry
stuff.
Shinawolf.
So
Calm the heck down.
among the worst
I'm going to look him up. Who's Harry Shinawolf?
is the demasted hulk HMS Jersey, where each day an average of 6 emaciated bodies were lowered over gunwales into the water waiting boats. Rowed to shore, they were heaped into mass graves along the shoreline with only a few shovels of sand as cover. Ooh.
Wait, so this was a demat, like this boat had literally been decommissioned basically and was just floating.
Yeah.
So because of the way they buried him, it wasn't that uncommon for years after for bones that just kind of wash up along the Brooklyn shore. So on October 1902, while extending one of the docks, laborers at the Brooklyn Navy Yard accidentally pierced the sunken hull of the burnt-out Jersey. Some report that a foul and ominous stench misted up from the mud-encased hulk.
Well, yeah. With all the poop, probably.
Yeah.
Soon after, and to this day, there are reports of strange activity, including faint whispers near the water. Perhaps these are the silent screams of tortured and ruinous souls whose languished cries remain forgotten, lost amongst the wind and waves of time.
Oh my gosh.
So there you go.
Yeah, ghost ships freak me out.
Old ships freak me out.
Oh, I love
We mentioned it already, but I've been on board the Queen Mary, and it's a
I've been next
weird
to
one.
Haven't they had these big shipping container ships?
Be completely void.
Like be ghosts, and so like it's just floating, but there's no one on the ship whatsoever.
Yep.
Yeah, probably.
So I there's one ship, and it was a large shipping container that the captain's log was going normal, and then all of a sudden it stopped, and they looked in the records, and there wasn't any crazy weather event. There wasn't any, like the black box. There was nothing. It was just literally like the crew disappeared. There was no sign of pirate like activity or anything. It just, they were gone.
Bermuda Triangle.
And so it literally had been floating around for like a year or two. And because the engines were off, it literally would just follow the tide. So it was just going in circles.
Ooh,
Yeah.
spooky.
Yeah, that one was called the Jing Sing.
Yeah. Yep.
It was back in 2006. And they think that probably what happened is and it was off of Australia,
Uh-huh.
and that there was probably like engine trouble, and so they abandoned and probably actually got picked up, and they just kind of left the ship and didn't want to say anything because they were carrying a lot of illegal stuff, from my understanding. So, but yeah, the ghost ships in general are just kind of a funky kind of phenomenon, and ugh.
And we should do more on some of those. That'd be kind of fun.
Oh, I would love to do a go. That's a good one.
Who's next? Josh, are you next? Who does
For
the paranormal?
history?
Paranormal.
No, that would be Daniel.
Hello.
There you go, Danny. Next,
We could talk about the Flying Dutchman, the Mary Celeste.
Ooh, Mary Celeste freaks me out.
Yeah, Mary Celeste.
see, I don't know about these, so you're gonna have to tell me.
Oh, they're awesome.
We're gonna move on and talk about the Faceless Officer, which is one of the more popular ones I actually came across while I was studying for this. So after General Johnny Burgoyne surrendered his army at Saratoga on October 7th, 1777, prisoners were herded south to Boston, mainly just outside the city of Somerville. At first, requests were made of the people of Cambridge to house the prisoners. However, it was met with such animosity and intense anger that the matter was dropped.
Could you imagine? You just got done with the war. You're outside probably having a nice breakfast, and someone comes by and says, "Hey,
Can you take on these English soldiers that want to kill you?
would you just house these guys for a minute?"
We ran out of room.
So the men were eventually imprisoned in old barracks left by the Americans the previous year after the siege of Boston ended. Officer prisoners had been paroled for the most part, and while awaiting exchange, were given a freer. What the heck is a freer? Freer reign. Freer. There we go. Okay, that makes sense. I don't think I've ever seen that really used that way. Freer.
We're giving themselves a fur.
What the freaking reign is going on?
With some
So they were given a freer reign than the rank and file who would remain prisoners of war for the war's duration. So on June 17th, 1778, British Lieutenant Richard Brown, while descending Prospect Hill in Somerville, was accosted by a Patriot sentry. When Brown refused to obey the guardsman, the man raised his musket and shot Brown point blank in the face, killing him instantly. Afterwards, the jury of 15 Cambridge men acquitted the sentry.
Justified.
From what you saw earlier, no, he's good. British Major General William Phillips, who had been left in command of the prisoners after General Burgoyne sailed for London, requested a funeral for his slain officer. It was permitted to be held at the Christ Church in Cambridge, which in 1775 had been used as a barracks. I was about to be like, wait, they're going back in time. So, enraged Cambridge residents learned of the funeral and protested their displeasure by breaking into the church during the service. Good heavens, they had some animosity.
Oh my goodness.
A British eyewitness reported the Americans seized the opportunity of the church being open, which had been shut since the commencement of hostilities, to plunder, ransack, and deface everything they could lay their hands on, destroying the pulpit, reading desk, and communion table, and ascending the organ loft, destroying the bellows, and broke all the pipes of a very handsome instrument.
My gosh.
I don't think that's true. I think it's some British guy being like, the Americans probably like opened the door and came, like walked in, and they're like, "Oh, we're displeased," and the British are like, "Oh, you're breaking everything.
Ruining everything. The ninth hop."
So eventually, the funeral actually concluded, and Brown was laid to rest. All these long years, there have been multiple reports of a faceless colonial soldier lingering the halls of the Christ Church and haunting the old burying ground that aboots the church. Aboots. Aboots? Is that how you pronounce it?
It is.
Aboots? Perhaps Brown's soul remains unsettled by the violent send-off he received by the Cambridge passionate patriots. Or maybe he seeks revenge for the unjust verdict passed down by the American guardsmen's peers. One can only imagine.
I can only imagine.
Why would they do that to the Old North Church? Sorry, I'm stuck on this one. So the Old North Church, which is the Christ Church in the city of Boston, that's the famous one that had the one if by land, two if by sea lanterns into it. So
Paul Revere. Yeah.
I just can't imagine that the Americans, in holding such a prominent place in their minds, would be like ransacking it.
And the thing is if all of this stuff happened, I feel like they wouldn't rebuild the church.
Yeah.
The church still stands, if I'm
It
not
is.
mistaken.
Oh, yeah. It's beautiful. Yeah.
Those blasted Americans ruined it for everyone.
As a matter of fact, it still has its original pipes.
Yep.
Friggin' lying. Though they do talk about this faceless ghost a lot. Ooh.
He's around.
Yeah.
Spooky. And that is a nightmare that I would have. Like I've had previously of like faceless creatures. But like, can you imagine just walking and then like someone turns and they're just no face?
Ooh.
That would be terrifying.
That would be freaky.
Isn't there a myth of a creature that steals faces?
I think it's a Japanese myth.
I thought it was the Slenderman.
I don't know.
No, so the movie Pirates of the Caribbean, there's a part where someone's face has been sucked off by the Kraken.
There's a
really? I don't remember that part.
There's a part in Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Terrifying.
Yeah, Avatar: The Last Airbender has one of those. Well, I thought it was an actual myth.
The Nopera Bo in Japanese folklore. These are faceless ghosts of the yokai that appear as humans before wiping away their own face.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah, that one would freak me out.
That would be a little bit terrifying. All right, we're gonna do this next one. It'll be the last one.
I like it.
Cries from the Deep, Cornwallis Cave at Yorktown.
Ooh, good siege battle of Yorktown.
Yep. So, yeah, I like how it says, as every student of the American Revolution is taught, revolution is taught, the siege and Battle of Yorktown was the deciding action that ultimately ended the war. An American victory was assured once a massive bombardment by American and French artillery opened up and trapped the British army. So, too, the hope of the British supplies and reinforcements reaching General Charles Cornwallis, beleaguered troops were stashed, blocked by the French fleet. Legend has it that many of Cornwallis's soldiers and African Americans who had flocked to the British banner with the promise of freedom sought to shelter in Yorktown's caves. Particularly one of the larger caverns called Cornwallis Cave. Can you imagine just they went in there and like, you know what? We're going to call this Cornwallis Cave. after our general. He ruined it. Now, there is a conflicting testimony as if the British troops sought refuge from the incessant bombing, or if it was just the citizens of Yorktown who took shelter from the exploding shells amongst the deep cavities. It is agreed that the caves was used for smuggling, a means prior to and after the war to avoid paying duty revenues on goods. Though the cave is now gated, voices are still heard at night coming from the darkness. Some say there are muffled cries of British soldiers and moaning.
Good Lord, that scared me half to death. I was getting into the story.
Sorry.
Wasn't paying attention to what you were doing. Jumped out of my skin.
Muffled cries and sneezes.
Jeez Louise.
Sorry, I tried to move away as best I could.
That was the scariest thing ever.
The moaning of the injured and dying that forever hide in the bowels darkened cave.
So here's an interesting thing. The Cornwallis Cave in Yorktown, Virginia is a historic site known for the legend that British General Cornwallis used it to hide during the Revolutionary War. National Park Service research now suggests that this is unlikely. However, this was a stone quarry that was later used very much by the Confederates for munition storage during the Civil War. And they actually have visible notches in the support beams of people like writing their names on it.
Ooh.
So does it come from the Revolutionary War or the Civil War?
Ooh.
Both.
Here's another fun fact. Yorktown, the siege of Yorktown, actually, the French went back and there was a little man by the name of Napoleon Bonaparte who was who was commissioned to be an artillery officer in a siege, and he used the same tactics on the siege of Yorktown, and that's how he became a very famous general and ended up becoming Emperor of France.
Another fun fact, most of the British soldiers at the time of the Yorktown siege were actually so sick with malaria and yellow fever that they were unable to actually mount a successful army. So,
malaria.
The land... Oh, wait.
The land I call my own.
I've had a malaria pill.
Have you really?
You
had malaria pills, didn't you, Jake? You must have had something.
I thought I did the shot for malaria.
You probably had the... They
Peanut
don't have
butter
a
shot.
the yellow fever shot.
The yellow fever shot and the dengue.
I had every shot.
All
That's
of them.
true. I did too.
So, yeah. So Josh got all of his, and then it didn't end up going
And then
to
I
the
went
place.
And then you went to Canada.
And the thing we had to worry about was just freaking bears. You don't get a shot for bears.
When I first entered in the MTC,
And Big Moose.
I stood in a line where they gave me multiple shots. And I found out later I wasn't supposed to be in that line. So I don't actually know what I was given, but I know that I was given a lot of different things.
Oh my gosh. And it's so funny because I laugh because MTC has so many lines and you just gotta
You're
follow the
cattle
group.
walking. Oh, we didn't talk about the ghost cattle. We'll have to talk about that one of these other times.
I was going to say the Revolutionary War has a lot of fun ones, but just old American ghost stories we'll have to do sometime where we go through some of like the different states.
You
because
have like
there are
Actually, there's
some
Salem.
scary.
Do we just need to one of these times just do the 50 states and the different traditions there?
Oh, there you go. A list.
There we go.
Utah polygamous.
How many podcasts do we do a year?
3 per month, 52.
36?
Yep,
What?
36-ish.
36 to 39?
I think we did 39 last year.
So, and then if we divide that by 3,
That's all we're just going to do.
13.
we'll just
Welcome to Twaddling Along. We've now just become
American history.
American history, American paranormal podcast.
that could just be what we do for our travel.
That would actually be that would be a lot of fun. If we could get someone to sponsor us, and it would have to be a very good sponsorship to go to all
$5.
yeah, to go to all 50 states and see and do
5
things.
shillings.
I would do it in a heartbeat.
Jake wouldn't.
Yeah, I don't know.
Come on, Jake. What we could do is we could get one of those robots, so Jacob could be at like
Just
the
a
safety
screen.
of his own home and just kind of like ride with us.
Who did that? Vsauce? I think he did that once. He just had a TV mounted to like a robot and he drove around.
It was in a Modern Family.
did that too.
Yeah.
That was one of my
They
favorites.
did that, and then also Sheldon did that, and
Yep.
Big Bang Theory.
Yep. So,
Brett Link have done it.
I mean, I'm all for, just you guys put a GoPro on, and I'll just watch and provide commentary. I'll be like one of those sports announcers.
Monday.
Yeah, I'll just be like, and look at Danny going through it, and there's, oh, Danny, did you see that come through on the side? Ladies and gentlemen, I have never seen this before. That orb. Or I can just be like the old ghost hunters.
Oh my gosh, what the heck did you just say?
You just have them beeping everything they say
Yeah.
the whole time they're there.
even when it was obviously not swear words, they're just beeping everything. I don't even want to do the paranormal stuff. I want to just go to the historical
History.
stuff.
Let's go to the Daughters of the Utah
Now I really don't
Pioneers.
want to go.
That's
Come
paranormal
on,
and
Jake.
I'll do paranormal, but I don't think I could do basic history.
I thought of a place
Really?
that I couldn't go.
Even like castles and stuff.
Ooh, that would be cool.
In America?
There's a few.
There's
Built maybe
old
5-10 years ago.
I went to a fort down in
Ooh, yeah, the prison.
San Jose.
The prison that I went to in Philadelphia was actually like super cool.
Would you do that, Jake?
Would I go to the old
Old prisons and the old forts and the old.
Like Cofort. Have you been to Cofort?
Would you go to the old North Church?
No.
You really wouldn't? You don't want to see where I hung the lantern?
I seem to remember you guys talking about when Josh took his trip to Philadelphia, and I think the words I said were, "Why did you go?"
Because it was so epic. Al Capone stayed there.
Some of us want to be cultured.
I have
Jake,
no
come to
desire.
Alcatraz with us.
Yeah, would you do Alcatraz?
I would be interested in Alcatraz.
What? We're going to Alcatraz. If you like to sponsor
I
us
mean,
to
we
go
have
to
to.
Alcatraz.
We have to go to San Francisco to do Alcatraz. So
I don't know if
I
I
like
want to
San
do
Francisco.
that.
Let's cross the bloody bridge.
How about we just go to Burger King?
This is an amazing establishment.
I'm sure they've had a few people die of a heart attack there. We could probably see
I
a
want to do a
ghost.
human
Hey,
condition.
no, you could do what my wife did. You could go and have a sit down at, I can't remember exactly where it was, in Philadelphia, and they give you lead cups, but you could only drink, they have a limited amount because it still poisons you when they drink, but it was like the cups that they used from all the way back in the Revolutionary War.
Really?
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
For fun!
For edification.
I'm
Jake.
gonna drink poison for fun.
For
This
the-
sounds exciting.
For the idea that the memory that you make in doing so will be passed on for generations.
Hear me out.
Okay.
No.
Culver's.
Culver's.
I get a lot of fond memories from eating a burger at Culver's, so I think I'm just gonna go to Culver's.
Jake's
You
going to
get
do...
fond memories from eating a burger at Culver's.
I do. Their butter burgers are really good. Culver's owes me money.
Danny, we'll go historical sites, and then Jake will have a side little like
Jacob Eats.
twaddling along with burgers, and then it'll be Jake at different
just-
burger
it'll-
restaurants.
Jake visiting a fast food joint. while
McDonald's. Oh wow!
All of a
We're
sudden-
seeing something amazing, and Jake's at the double golden arches.
We're at the
is really
we're
good.
at the St. Louis or St. Louis gate, and Jake's
Yeah.
like, "Hey, look, old arches."
It sounds wonderful. Yeah.
You don't want to go to like the biggest Cabela's in the whole world in Nebraska?
What about the Mall of
I
America?
don't want to go to the Cabela's by us.
What about the Mall of America in Minnesota?
How about Noah's Ark Museum?
How about
Creationist Central?
I just sit and eat?
How about the something tar pits?
the
something
La
tar
Brea
pits?
tar pits?
That
I
one.
live next to the La Brea tar pits.
How about the salt flats? Nah, that smells bad.
I love the salt flats. It's awesome out there. You can go to the Eddy.
How about we go and pay homage to Nutty Putty Cave?
We're trying to find something,
Ooh,
Jake,
that's
something that
Nutty
will
Putty Cave.
strike some interest in you. Let's see.
We could go to MIT.
MIT.
I think they still have the first computer there, don't they?
I don't know. What are you talking about?
Technology. That's Jake's
Well,
forte.
technology is my forte.
Washington, D.C.?
Take me to the technology or the computer store. What it's called? The big ones that they have everywhere but Utah, which really bugs me.
What, PC laptops? We
No.
love you.
Oh, don't get me started on them.
Best Buy?
Well, we'll never
Speaking
get
of
them
who will
to...
never be sponsored on our
Sponsor.
podcast.
No,
Ours.
we'll go to the Technology Smithsonian Museum.
Why can't I
Pretty
think
sure
of
there's one of
this
those.
There is,
computer's
yeah.
name? Computer
Are you talking about fries?
hardware store. No,
Fries?
it's so sad. I just can't
I love
remember the
French
name
fries.
of it.
Because their fries are pretty cool. Let's see. Is there any other historical things?
That we would need to go to?
No, that we could try to get Jake to go to.
Oh. Well, Jake likes Bear Lake. We should go to Minnetonka Cave.
Oh, that has stairs.
See that? There you go. Jake's got his place.
Let's go to the Alamo.
Oh, but then I'll be singing. Micro Center. That's the name of the place. I will start singing Paul Bunyan. That's not it at all.
Across the universe. What? How about Mount
Graceland.
St. Helens?
Oh, I'm going to go up to St. Helens here in 2 weeks.
Nah, you poop.
Yeah.
I seem to remember some people went to visit Mount St. Helens and didn't come back in the
so
80s.
not Mount
But
St.
wouldn't
Helens.
that be a cool way to go? Like you're just alive and then you're not.
No, because a lot of them watched as literally fumes came flying at them.
I know,
Golden
that'd be
Gate
cool.
Bridge.
Ooh, Golden Gate is pretty cool. I've walked across it.
Am I allowed to eat at the Golden Gate Bridge?
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got great sourdough.
Oh,
Not too far away.
I hate sourdough.
Is the Golden Gate Bridge the one that rocks?
No,
No.
the Golden Gate
Or
Bridge
is that
is
San Francisco?
That is San Francisco. Golden Gate is in San Francisco.
Oh, see, there you go.
We could go down that hill. We could drive the windy hill.
Yeah, what about the Redwoods? Would you do the
Ooh.
Redwoods?
I would like to do the Redwoods,
Oh, there we go.
We're going the
We found
Redwoods,
something.
son.
but I have to be in an RV where I can be in the back and not really worry about it.
No, we'll stay at what's that super fancy resort that's in the Redwoods? Like Bear or something.
Yes, I can't remember what it's called.
It's just outside. That would be fun to go
It's
to.
very fancy.
Where bears come in and eat your food.
Yeah,
They come in and eat your food.
How about we go to Canada?
I'd love to go to Canada.
Niagara Falls.
Niagara Falls.
Yeah.
I would be the one that would accidentally fall into a barrel and
Grand
go over the top of it.
Jake, do you realize there's like a 10-foot fence around?
Grand Canyon.
Ooh, Grand
I
Canyon.
would climb it. Go Grand Canyon.
That's not too far.
I'm sure it looks beautiful. I don't want to drive that.
It's 6 hours away.
Yeah.
Anything over 2 hours is too much.
You go to St. George, you pooper.
I haven't been to St. George unless I've been paid for my job.
Oh.
Okay, so 2 hours.
Um,
What is 2 hours from here?
what's the casino place on the border of Nevada?
Wendover. Do you want to go to Wendover? That's 2 hours away.
Twaddling along at a casino. Can you see that happening?
Where's Jake?
goodness.
He's in the hotel room watching TV, waiting for his pizza.
We could go to the Heber Creeper.
The Heber Creeper, Jake.
Ooh, I do want some Dairy King.
There you go.
Settled.
Okay.
I'm going
Figured it
up
out.
there next week, so I can't really say a whole lot.
Now, have you had Dairy King lately?
Have I had it lately?
Yeah, when was the last time you had it?
Oh, nope, it wasn't last year. We were in Hawaii last year. It was 2 years ago.
Interesting.
Do you not
still
like it?
like it?
The ice cream is still good.
Yeah, it's
The other stuff.
pretty good.
Interesting.
They have a lot of other stuff there now too. So
Yeah, they do.
no,
Hey, we've got to end.
We gotta end.
Yeah,
you guys
finally.
literally.
But this has been so fun.
You literally just spent the last like 10 minutes trying to point out to everyone that
Valley
I am
Forge.
very not good at that.
How about
Travel
the
stuff.
White House?
No, it's too late. Final words from you, Josh.
I love the American Revolution. I am glad I live in America, even though we're kind of crazy. But that's okay.
Excellent final words. My final words, ghosts are scary.
True.
And revolutionary ghosts are scary.
Ooh, even worse. They're American ghosts. They're
First American ghosts over here. Before they were British ghosts, now they're free ghosts.
they're Yankee ghosts.
Bunch of
man.
Yankee
Son
ghosts.
of
All right, Jake, take us out.
I just realized after reading this Revolutionary War journal, that's where you guys can go and find this. It's an actual website. It's not like a journal, it's just a website. That I don't use enough adjectives and adverbs to describe the things I'm talking about. I feel like I can sound so much more sophisticated.
Or sound like you're
If
ludicrous.
I lengthen my sentences by
not
just
the rapper.
Not the rapper.
adding. So I feel like that's going to be my goal, is to just sound more sophisticated through the addition of additional adjectives and adverbs.
Okay,
Done.
then final sentence from you, Jake. Full of adverbs and adjectives.
I am hairy, strong, annoying, and
Snoring.
Snoring.
That's a new word.
Snoring.
Snoring. Snoring and annoying all in one word. And I don't want to go anywhere. You guys just leave me alone.
America.
Just let me enjoy my inside.
That was an eagle.